Hey guys, I want to start off this video by talking about The Pink Print by Nicki Minaj. It's a good album. That's all I gotta say. This is mainly just to fill in for the intro. I haven't made anything yet, but I probably should. So last time we talked about the e-reader, but I did fail to mention what the Game Boy Advance really is for those of you who don't know. The Game Boy Advance was a handheld that came out in 2001 from Nintendo and boasted 32-bit graphics. On top of being very portable, the Game Boy Advance also offered multiplayer. Owners would purchase 1 or 3 communication cables to communicate between systems. Although most games required all players to own their own copy of the game, some games allowed for up to 4 players to play off of one single cartridge. The communication port at the top would be used mainly for multiplayer, but accessories would use this port too, such as the aforementioned e-reader. So, the communication port for the Game Boy Advance is very important, sort of. You can still use the Game Boy Advance SP, as we mentioned in the previous video, and you can still use the communication port at the top, so it's just kind of all for show. I mean, I suppose it does make it more stable, but there's really no real use for it. But this is something that came out 2 years later, so I don't believe the Nintendo would know how it would actually work with other systems. One game the e-reader can support is Animal Crossing on the Nintendo GameCube. In Animal Crossing, you play as a villager who moves into a new town to start another life. However, all your neighbors are animals, though most are harmless. Except you, Gaston. I hate you. In the game, you can talk to your neighbors, catch bugs, lure in fish, dig up fossils, check the local billboard, listen to the hip guitars guy, pay the rent, apologize, and so much more. So, how does the e-reader tie into all of this? With Amiibo, I mean with e-reader cards. With the game and the e-reader, one can scan these cards. Some of them are villager cards, others can be design cards, and there are also Town Toon cards. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those to show you. These are the villager cards, and you can scan them to gain items from specific animals once per day, which can actually help you quite a lot if you need to make more money in the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pom Pom, I do love your fridge that you send me every day, and Copper, I do appreciate the desk that you can send me, but really, I just need the money so I can make my dream mansion. On top of the fact that you can scan these cards for items, there's also little passwords that you can send to villagers, and to see if you get any items. At least that's what the game says. I don't really actually remember getting this to ever work, but it is an option, I suppose. And here we have the design cards that you can use for clothing in the game. You can download these patterns off of these cards if you're too lazy to really replicate them. In the game, you can use these patterns as shirts or hats and even umbrellas. You could also put them around the town or put it in your house. Although I don't have the Town Toon cards, I can pretty much tell you that the idea pretty much stays the same, which is pretty much putting in the tune, even though you could easily just put in the tune itself into the game. And for those of you who don't know, the Town Toon is a general tune that plays around whenever you open a door or whenever you ever start a conversation. So that's pretty much it in terms of the Animal Crossing e-reader cards. I don't really have anything else to really tell you. It pretty much covers all the cards except... Wait a minute. This card, it tells me to scan it. I don't know what to do. This card did come with the introduction pack that was with the e-reader. The e-reader came with 5 cards, and this is one of them. But let's see what happens when we scan it. So here at Jun Komiyama's video game review emporium, we do emphasize on quality. So I'm not even going to make you a raw footage of the game itself. I'm just going to record the TV, like a true professional. So every time you start, you always get reintroduced with one of your villagers saying that you will continue your save file. And there's my lovely house with a black roof. And we gotta get over to the post office because that's where they have the e-reader kiosk. Go into the post office. Ignore whoever's working there because they're not very nice. And go ahead and get into the e-reader. In terms of using the e-reader, you can't use it straight out of the box. You do have to install what seems like an application onto your e-reader, then you access that application, and then you can scan the card. And after you scan the card, it'll give you an item and it'll send it to your mailbox instantly actually. You don't even have to wait a day. So it's pretty convenient. So let's just walk back over to the house. Yep, and just, hit the mailbox for good measure. Go over, get the present, and open it up. See what we got. I mean, I guess that was kind of cool, but I don't know what it really did. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. Oh. Whoa. Oh my. Oh no. Okay. No one can know about this. Shh.